This is going to be a statement, isn't it?
What are you going to do about that?
Just because something's ugly, Alan, doesn't mean you just get rid of it.
Don't look.
Good morning and welcome to a very chilly Saturday morning. It's David with you on BBC One. Hope you're in good form and looking forward to Rick Stein's Cornwall at 11:30. Oh, and Happy New Year too if you're celebrating this weekend. Matt.
Good morning, Gong Hei Fat Choi. Get ready for 90 minutes of celebration. This is Saturday Kitchen Live. New Year, so to help us celebrate the Year of the Ox, we have Ching-He Huang in the studio, and we've got Ken Hom beaming in live from the south of France. Good morning, both. How are you?
Gong Hei Fat Choi, morning.
Thank you. Gong Hei Fat Choi.
Wouldn't be Chinese New Year without the two of you here. Olly Smith's keeping the glasses filled to the brim this morning. Good morning, Ol.
Good morning.
Today, Olly.
I've got some red flourishes. I've got some red lining.
Red is luck. I've just learned this. The red is the good luck thing, right?
Absolutely.
I don't have any red
Lots
clothes.
of red.
Our special guest today is a singer, an actress, a presenter with a glittering career in TV, music, radio and theatre spanning 3 decades. She's just brought out her 8th album. Please welcome the Queen of Soul, Misha Paris.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Misha Paris.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm so good to see you again.
Isn't it?
Yes. My goodness.
Now listen, you're quite an accomplished cook.
Yeah, well, you know, I kind of think I am in a way. I mean, it's tough.
So does MasterChef.
I know, stop it. Because I was good at MasterChef, a semi-finalist, but
Yeah.
the baking, you know.
Yeah.
The minute I saw the flour, milk and sugar
I
and
know,
egg,
I know what you're saying.
I ran for the hills.
I know what you're saying. Desserts aren't my strong point either.
Really not. My crepes were disastrous.
Yeah.
And that's where it all ended.
Okay, but you credit your grandmother with teaching you how to cook.
Oh my God! Well, you know, she was one of those kind of mums where, you know, when she cooked, she didn't tell you how she did it. You weren't allowed to see it. She go, it was that, you know. I was like, I was always peering over, but she was amazing.
Yeah.
Great cook.
And you credit her on your new album. You dedicate your new album.
My
to her.
grandparents, you know, they were like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was a lot of church.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you, it was 7 days a week.
Kind of paid off though, right?
Tell me about
Made
it.
a career out of it.
I know, right? Thanks, guys. And yeah, so I just, you know what? Between the documentary about gospel music and wanting to give back to my grandparents for keeping me in order.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, I wanted to make that album for them, really.
Well, we'll talk more about that later. Let's find out what's on the menu today. So, Ching, you're cooking for Ken, tell everyone what I'll be making.
Yes, you'll be making a Thai chili beef. Will knock everybody's socks off. And it'd be a hot start to the new year.
It certainly will. It's four massive chilies in it.
It's a wine with no booze in it that actually tastes really delicious.
Really? I don't know. I've got to see. What do you think?
He's very excited about it.
Well, you know what? I'm excited too.
No.
Now, Misha, at the end of the show, you're facing food heaven, food hell. Or what's your food heaven?
My food heaven has to be sea bass. I just love sea bass with cavolo nero and any kind of mushroom. I'm all over it.
Like the mushrooms. Okay, and what about hell?
Crab. Not a crab fan. No, sorry.
Why? Picky?
I don't know. I just never. It just doesn't do it for me. Crab.
You said in my briefing notes, it's just not sexy.
It's just not the one. Sorry. But
I
you
disagree.
know what? I know.
I'm going to bring sexy back to crab.
Are you serious?
He tries. He always tries.
I was waiting, but you know what? I was waiting for Justin Timberlake.
I'm so sorry. I don't know where that comes from.
Right? You know, it's that, and also chicken breast. Chicken breast is one of those things you get it everywhere you go, right?
Yeah.
And it's just dry. It's just dry. It's all about the thigh. The thigh, right?
Thigh.
Well, if the viewers give you heaven, I'm going to cook up 3 of your favourite things. So I'm going to score seasoned roast sea bass. With lemon juice and thyme. I'm going to serve that with roasted portobello mushrooms, some sautéed cavolo nero, wild mushrooms, and a spicy roasted red pepper sauce. It's very delicious. If the viewers give you hell, however, it's going to be a terrifying trio of your hellish ingredients. I will fill wonton wrappers with minced chicken breast, sexy crab meat, garlic, ginger. Before steaming, I'm going to make a broth using crab bones, soy sauce, mirin, and plenty of coriander. I'm going to pour that over the wontons. They are delicious. Obviously, you're going to have to wait to the end of the show to find out which one the viewers vote for. Go and log onto the website now where you can have your say and vote for Misha's Heaven or Hell.
Exactly. And, you know, obviously every country will have its different traditions. And even in China itself, you know, you think all these regions could be countries in itself. And so everyone's got different, slightly different traditions. I mean, so, you know, where I'm from, you know, in Taiwan, you know, we have slightly different foods. But on the whole, it's kind of similar, like noodles for long life. You know, sticky rice, so your family stick together.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
So it's really, I mean, it's really lovely. I mean, I was taught by my grandmother, and she was the same. So she'd be like, no, you can't have this recipe. Go, you know, go away. But you know, I'd always watch
I was the same, but she wouldn't give me any of the secrets. Nightmare.
I know.
Oh, no.
So today, do you make those dishes, but you think you know what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those cooks where, you know, I'm one of those people that I can go into any kitchen and find something and make something. I'm like what you call like a guerrilla chef.
Yeah.
I'm like that.
Nice.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, that's a true. To me, that's a true cook.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hopeful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Ching, what have we got going in this sauce?
Basically,
These are quite.
So these are really delicious. They look a bit like pappardelle, and the trick with cooking Chinese noodles is to basically drain them well, rinse them under the cold water, just to get rid of the excess starch, and preferably a little bit of toasted sesame oil.
Okay.
Sorry. Bring this over here.
So you don't want any of that starch to thicken the sauce. It's not like you would with a pasta, for example.
Yeah, no, no, and we don't ever add
that.
salt either.
Oh.
So we don't add salt to our the water
Because you have the sauce. The sauce is so rich.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah,
It's so rich. So once the liquid has come to the bubble, and this is the most important ingredient, corn flour. Like,
I just love it.
There's quite a lot in the show today.
Oh, that's good. I love it.
Pleased about that.
So good.
so good. Okay.
So when
that's it. Can you see?
so when the wok comes back to the boil, is that ready then?
Yes.
Do you know what? A little bit of spice is good. Yeah. I do like it though.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So some of the noodles, and we don't cut noodles because noodles symbolise longevity. So
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
Lovely.
Ken, what are we thinking in the south of France? Do you like the look of this?
No. You know what? She's a chip off the old block.
I learned from the master.
Lovely.
It
I
smells.
learned from you, Ken.
It smells amazing. It's got a real kind of pungency. It's filling the studio with that sort of strong flavour.
Sorry.
It smells so good.
There you go. Right. It's, I have to say, Matt, it's easier when you're also cooking with me.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to come over and help, you know.
I know. But we can't. It's more fun to watch.
I know.
Right, there you go.
Right.
Sorry for the mess, guys.
Looks amazing. Remind us what we got.
Oh, well done.
So that is my black bean tofu noodles.
Triumph. Right. Did you have breakfast before you arrived?
No, I didn't.
Good.
This is great.
Just as well.
Wow, that looks so
Matt,
good.
this is not fair.
It's
Right.
the
This
is not fair.
flour.
I'm going to dive straight into this. Olly, we've got two drinks to talk about here. What have we got?
Oh, wow. This is
We do
good.
have two drinks indeed. So, Misha, first of all, for you, I've got a tea grown right here in the British Isles. This is quite a marginal climate for growing tea.
Yeah.
But what it does is it gives a tea with real character. So perfect for that pungency in the sauce. And you can buy that online, and I think they're doing a terrific job.
Yes.
And if you'd like a glass of wine,
Isn't it?
It's so
Did you
nice.
say two leaves per bud?
2 leaves and a bud is what they pick, Matt.
Wow.
And that's the kind of the standard. It shows you how little they take off the top. And the growing season's quite short in Jersey. So it does build character in the tea. I just think it's brilliant we're doing this in the British Isles and something to celebrate.
Quite right. This, Ching, is brilliant.
It's so good.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank
Really,
you
really
so
delicious.
much.
Cracking start to show. Lovely combination.
The wine is
You happy
brilliant.
there, Misha?
Oh, I can't stop. Thank you so
Oh, no.
much.
You carry on, there's more to come. Right, coming up, I'll be cooking Ken's Thai-style chili beef under his strict instruction, and I'm sharing my ricotta and coconut pancakes. They're a great option this week for Shrove Tuesday. And we mentioned earlier she taught you how to cook, but she got you into music as well.
Well, she did. She basically discovered me singing Rupert the Bear, which was a show that used to come on TV for kids. Remember Rupert the Bear? He was decked out, always looked smart.
Yeah.
And she heard me singing around the house, Rupert, Rupert the Bear. It's a good tune. Anyway, so she heard me singing it around the house, and she started telling everyone in the family, oh, she have a good voice, in a Jamaican accent. And and then she said, try learning some songs. And I think I was about 8, 9, and I did my first singing in the church. It was about 100 people. She had some guests coming. And I sang this gospel song that I'd learnt. And everyone started going mental in the church. You know, I don't know if you know about Blues Brothers, that movie.
Yeah.
You know when you see, like, everyone getting in the spirit. Everyone was getting in the spirit while I was singing, going, hallelujah. And I was like, yes, this is good.
You're onto something.
I'm onto something here. So then I started holding the notes longer and longer and longer and longer. And everyone got in the spirit more. I thought, yeah, this is good. I can do this.
You milked it.
I milked it. Babe, I milked it. And then after that, I started singing all over the churches, got discovered singing in Lee Church in Lewisham.
Yeah.
And I got signed to Island Records when I was just after 17 years old.
So amazing.
I mean, that's incredible. And you went out into the kind of the mass sort of pop world, as it were. But you still had those sort of gospel kind of leanings, didn't
Absolutely.
you?
I mean,
soulful kind of.
The thing about it was, my grandparents were a bit like, they didn't really want me to sign that record deal, but I begged them. I basically said, because they had to sign it for me because I was too young. So I was pleading with them, and my granddad was like, oh, you're going to end up in the fiery pit of hell, the music industry. And I was like, no, I promise you, I'm not going to become that. I'm going to be good. And they said, oh, but you'll become a drug addict. And he was really nervous. And then I said, no, I promise you. And I really did promise them. I said, I won't do it. And then a couple of weeks later, I was on Top of the Pops, singing my One Temptation. It was all going great. Came back to visit them for Sunday dinner, as you do, rice and peas and chicken, Jamaican, right? Opened the door, said, hi, Mama and Dada. And they walked over to me, and they had on Misha Paris T-shirts. And it was just, do you know, I mean, I'm getting all funny now. It was so nice. And so basically, what was wonderful about their teaching, bringing me up in this really solid, grounded Christian upbringing, every time I was like tempted to go a little bit wayward, well, I could hear my granddad's voice going, you're going to end up in the fiery pit of hell. So I was like,
I brings you back.
It brought me right back. I was like, and then I got it together. And to be honest, I think that's really what's kept me after all these, what is it, 33 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no, 15 years. Well,
I love you. Yeah. We're friends for life.
You did a fantastic documentary all about gospel.
The Gospel According to Misha.
And it was really powerful. It was really moving. Now, what I wanted to know is, so when you get back to the kind of the roots of where those songs originate, and you learn the history behind it, does it make you sing them differently?
It does. I tell you what happened. I had to do this documentary, and I had to go back and find out about Precious Lord, Amazing Grace, all those songs, the history of them, who wrote them. And it took me to Memphis. It took me to Nashville, Atlanta in the States, and I went to see these slave museums. I'd never been to a slave museum before, Black Slave Museum, and I was just absolutely, I was so moved. I was a mess, and it just hit me, And then when I started singing the songs in the building where the slaves were kept, I went straight back to my grandmother and grandfather's church. And then I decided I'm gonna make an album of this. And that's why we made the album Gospel.
Oh, church of grandma and grandpa, that sounds so, that should be a church in itself.
That should be a church in itself, right? Where would we be without them? It's the old school teachings. They keep you going,
Absolutely. It sounds like you had a tough tiger grandmother.
Yeah,
tiger
she was a dog.
Oh, really?
She was a Chinese dog.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she was, yeah.
You don't mess with the dog.
Don't mess with the dog, honey. He was like, you will do your homework,
Don't mess with the ox either.
I know, you're an ox. This is the year of the ox, right?
Oh, do you know what? Every year Ching comes on and says, this is going to be your year. Didn't really work out last year, did it? For anyone?
you know, you're like me, you know. I get the same thing because I'm always like, come on, let's get positive. And people just think that, you know, can't you stop being positive for 5 minutes? Give it a rest, Misha, for crying out loud. But, you know,
right, so let's just...
Ken always give him lots of love and say, you know what?
Yes.
This is your year. This is what we get, right?
Oh, bless.
Look, can I just draw your attention? I don't really want to draw your attention to my...
and everything. I'd be like...
That's why I broke the eggs. There's a lot of pressure over here. People don't understand.
You make it look good.
It's lucky.
But really, that's a broken egg.
It's lucky to break eggs.
Is it? Of course it is.
She's doing it again. It's good. Keep it up, baby. Keep it up. It's
now,
great.
Misha, we've got one of the tracks on the album. Let's have a listen to this now.
Yeah.
Because I know you covered him in the documentary quite well.
Yes.
So you got a Sam Cooke song, and then you see it amongst those kind of those big kind of glittery, shiny floor shows, so the X Factor generation.
Yeah.
And you see it being sung. Does that sit comfortably with you? Or?
It does. You know what? For me, it's always great when these artists are paid homage to. It doesn't matter how you do it. You're saying it's a nod. These are the greats. It's a wonderful thing, and it's always great when the young generation, the younger generation, get to find out about these artists through these shows. It's all good, babe. Yeah. It's all good. Even bad music is good. See, I'm doing a you now.
So it's...
music just makes people like me look really good.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What affects the person? If you're singing a song from a place of, I want to touch that person who's hearing it, it doesn't matter if you've got a voice like Bocelli or... It doesn't matter. It's about the intention, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
really
so
about that. Yeah.
That's such a great way to start the new year.
Oh, look at you. She's doing it. She's doing it again. Positive vibes are coming. I can feel it.
Right.
You're right there. You had a dish, didn't you? Yeah.
You can crack on with that. So what will I be making for Misha at the end of the show?
Wow.
Will it be her food heaven? It's currently swinging that way at the moment. Sea bass, cavolo nero and wild mushrooms.
Yes.
Oh my
If so, I'm going to score and season a roasted bass with some lemon juice. Log on to the website now and have your say. Right. How's that?
Started something. This is so good.
All right.
Oh, baby, you killed it.
Didn't I?
It's so good.
Right, time now for Keith Floyd. Her food heaven, sea bass with wild mushrooms, cavolo nero. Or her food hell, crab wontons with aromatic crab broth. Go and log on to the website now and have your say. Okay, Ken, I'm going to make your recipe. Remind us what we're doing.
Huh? Okay, we're doing a Thai chili beef. And I tell you why it's good, because it also shows, as Ching was saying, that it's the Lunar New Year, not just Chinese New Year, but in Thailand they celebrate it everywhere. And it's really good. The only difference is that this will knock your socks off and really give you a hot start to New Year's.
It really will. So we've got...
I'm so hungry watching, actually, Saturday Kitchen. I had to go get something to eat.
What have you got? Have you got a croissant or something? What have you got, Ken? What have you got?
It's a salted crisp.
I'm sure you could probably get more than that in France. Okay, so this fillet of beef, nice tender cut.
Nice and tender.
Now you're telling me to cut it quite thinly and then cut it into really thin kind of julienne strips.
On a cruise, and all the people said, "Ken, don't quit your day job. Stick to cooking."
I'll sing for you.
I almost want to hear it now.
Don't worry.
Okay, so we got the beef into strips. I've got some salt.
Yes, a large sort of population that have Chinese connection, Chinese ancestry. And the Thais have been really great. They take Chinese, they take Indian, they make it into their own. Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's really fusion food Thai, I think.
And you were saying earlier the... okay, fine. And how long do we give this?
Okay, that's fine. Start adding the sauce.
Right. Now what?
Okay, yeah. Oh, add the chilies. Add the chilies and mushrooms. Yeah.
A lot of chili.
Lovely.
Oh,
okay, then the mushroom. Pretty punchy.
Oh, chili.
Matt, you're not a wimp, are you?
No. I literally inhaled chili.
Tears in your eyes. Tears are coming.
Okay, Ken, so tell us about the Ken Hom Scholarship. It opens today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, today. It's the second year of the Ken Hom Scholarship, and it's for students are in the food and hospitality. And what they will win is a fabulous trip to one of the top Asian countries, and it's to learn about Asian food and to live it, to spend a week there. And I think this, traveling somewhere, it's not only about food, it's about the people, it's culture. And like what Mishka was saying about visiting that slave museum in America, that's so touching, that kind of thing. And when you're there, you see that sort of thing. And the same thing with food. When you go to Thailand or to like a fabulous place like Hong Kong or Macau, I mean, you see how people live, and you breathe the air, and you smell the food. And this is a great way for any student to learn in the hospitality business about what real Asian food is like.
Yeah. So just to go and immerse yourself in the country and absorb everything about it, right?
Awesome. Absolutely.
Okay, so this is sizzling nicely. So back in with the beef.
Opportunities like that. When I was learning how to cook like Ken, I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, I think
I want to go now.
Yeah,
don't we all?
Let's all go to Hong Kong.
I just want to get on a plane.
I know.
Have a little gin and tonic.
I would love to have that experience.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how amazing that is?
Amazing. Why don't we just all go to Hong Kong?
Let's all go. Field trip. I'm sure it's tax deductible as well. Right, so let's have a look at this. I knew I'd forget that. Ken, remind us what this dish is called. Right, dive into that. Ollie, what have we got?
Hey, wok-hey.
So for Misha, Matt, we have Red Dragon tea from China. This is from jingtea.com, one of my favourite suppliers. It's beautifully rich single garden tea from Yunnan, and it has a wonderful kind of depth to it. You can see from the colour, you don't need any milk at all. It's rich, it's complex. For me, it has all of the hallmarks of a really great wine. So loose leaf tea, really good for the environment, and lots more flavour. You get less packaging, and you get more character in it. I feel bereft, but
send me a case.
It's like it's like an ox in a velvet suit. It's powerful and yet approachable.
Don't feel too bad for Ken. I'm sure he's got a very well-stocked cellar there in the south of France. Ken, this is delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Ken, you'd be so proud. Matt's outdone himself.
It's so good.
Amazing.
You mean Matt is just not a pretty face?
I'm so much more. Right, let me put that down. Time to catch up with Sam and Shauna now in Wales. And this
My dishes, I love it. It's great.
Okay, so mix that together. It's quite a stiff mix at this point. So then when you get your whites whipped up, which will syrup as well.
Nice.
Thank you. Right, so in with that. How do you celebrate Pancake Day? Would you be celebrating Pancake Day?
Yeah. Sorry, I've got it.
It was just when I looked at you, I kind of,
Yeah, well, no, I don't actually, because I told you about my disastrous attempt at making a pancake on MasterChef.
Oh, of course. Are you scarred?
I'm really scarred.
You need to get back on that horse.
Babe.
You could do it like that in your eyes.
I told you, I'm a savoury girl, but, I love a pancake done by someone else.
Yeah? That's all right.
Yeah.
Last year, I can't believe it's a year, I was making duck pancakes.
What?
I just want a different
lovely.
pancake.
Very nice.
So I made duck pancakes.
Good.
Really nice.
Very nice.
Right, let's cook some.
Not going to say no.
They're good, right?
Wow,
So
they look
good.
great.
Right, so I've heated these blueberries up in a little bit of the maple syrup.
Yeah. My daughter would be jumping up and down. She loves pancakes.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So you should be making them on
I
Tuesday.
know, but I don't do it like that.
Really easy.
Yeah, I will now.
My daughter made
You're
a
going to
load
sort
of...
me out, innit, Matt?
My daughter made a load of pancakes for all her
Yeah.
flatmates this week. She got the wrong day.
Oh,
They were very
you know
grateful.
what? Well worth the effort, though. Good
But hey,
Yeah.
that's students for you, eh? Right. So, there you go, blueberry pancakes.
Woo,
Thank
that
you,
looks
thank
good.
you. Right.
Marvellous. Oh, that looks so good.
Amazing.
Wow.
Whew, it's busy today, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, this is great. Look how fluffy it
It
is.
smells so good.
Oh, it's all right for some.
Tuck into
I've
that.
got to get into this. I've got to find a way to make it like
I'm
that.
setting fire to these. I'll turn those.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I know you don't like cooking. Would you give that a go? I mean, they are
I've
pretty
got to
easy.
just tell
Don't look
you,
at that.
this is really good.
Yeah.
You know why?
It's
Because it's not
outstanding.
like it's It's not too sweet.
Yeah.
It's really nice. For someone who's really into savoury, this really works for me. Yeah.
It's
Correct.
gorgeous. You've got the
Loving
pop
it.
of sweet sour there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
We'll make sure...
Baby.
52... Oh, it's close. 52% of people want you to have... sea bass!
Yay!
Very close, though.
I love you all for doing that.
Nobody wants me to see me bringing sexy back.
No.
Which
Definitely
is hugely
not.
disappointing, I have to say. I will save that treat for Sunday.
Yes.
Right, let's get on with it.
Oh, that's
so, Ching,
good.
you're making the red pepper sauce. So we've got red pepper, we've got a...
Just so important time, isn't it?
I love it.
It's my life.
I love it. It's just... it gives everything kind of real kind of...
It just does. That with the garlic, it's just a marriage.
Right, so let's start that off like that. Let's move this sea bass
So the
aside.
pepper's just diced, yeah, chef?
Okay.
Just the pepper's diced, right?
A dish. I was very worried about the crab, honestly. I'm so happy.
Close in, yeah, but nobody
Yeah.
nobody wanted to see me do sexy things
That's
with
so,
crab.
I love you all, guys. Thanks for that.
Now, listen, in the documentary I saw, you were talking about how within the kind of the gospel world, how it's kind of going into the mainstream, and 135,000 people all singing along with Stormzy at Glastonbury.
Oh, that was so amazing.
Which is a really powerful moment.
Well, it's
whether you like,
you know,
that kind of music, whether you've particularly been
it's
touched
not
by
even.
gospel
You don't have to
before.
be religious. You know, it's
still moving,
that
right?
whole thing of everyone singing together with good intention.
Yeah.
It's all about your intention. You know, and the intention that day was. We're just going to sing this song with all our heart. We all know it.
Yeah.
And Stormzy was amazing in that way that he brought those young people. I've never seen a sea of young people like that singing a gospel song. I mean, for me, that was just priceless.
And it was, I mean, it was interesting how you kind of refer to other songs, which I'm familiar with, but you don't. Oh, yeah, that's a gospel number. There was a Damon Albarn song. There with a gospel sort of.
Yeah, that's right. And well, the thing about it is, for me, it's more about inspiration. Yeah. So some of the songs on my album, like you played earlier, I Want to Know What Love Is, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. Yeah. These are all songs I chose on the album that have inspired me and brought me out of some really bad moments. Because, you know, everyone knows, you know, any business you're in, up and down, up and down. And the thing is...
Let's talk about that.
Baby, let's not even go there. It's that roller coaster thing, right? And you just have to keep getting back on the horse again. Yeah. And keep on going. And these songs, they help me through that. I don't know what I'd do without them.
Yeah. But it was interesting because a lot of these kind of very spiritual, uplifting songs come from a very dark place.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. You know, the thing is, even when I write songs, I always remember hearing Sting say that he can't write when he's happy.
That was a massive name drop just there.
I know, but it's true what he says. It's actually impossible for me, really, to write songs when I'm in a really happy place. Yeah. It's always when I'm thinking about something that I went through that was challenging, I get the best songs. Yeah. And that's great because what that does, it's cathartic. Yeah. It's very healing for me to get it off my chest. Right. And then someone else hears it and it gets them out of their tight spot. Yeah. And that's what we do it for.
Well, I suppose a lot of these songs kind of resonate with people. Everyone's in a different place and mindset all the time. So,
and this is what makes you know that we're all connected. Because everyone has probably been through some stuff that you've been through. Yeah. And you know, that's why music is such a powerful medium. It really is. It's amazing.
Now, listen, we had Gary Barlow on.
Oh, my boy.
That was very exciting, wasn't it, Olly?
Oh,
we were very excited.
Gary.
Let's clap Gary. Amazing.
We love Gary.
We had Gary Barlow on a while ago. What a lovely fella he was.
He's a wonderful man.
But I came across one of his crooner sessions that you did with him.
Yes, we did a crooner session a few weeks ago, and it was Gary, Max Beasley was on the vibes.
Yeah. He loves percussion, right?
Yeah, Max Beasley was playing percussion, and Gary and I did the Stevie Wonder
Yes, you did.
song, Don't You Worry About a Thing. And people went absolutely crazy. And Gary, bless him for doing this. It's just uplifting people, these crooner sessions. It's fantastic.
I mean, they've been absolutely brilliant. And then after, so I was watching that one, and then last night I thought, let's have a dive in and see what's going on. Bradley Walsh.
Yay!
I wasn't expecting that.
Him?
It was really good.
Wow. See? So, you know, the music is making everyone just feel a bit more optimistic and happy in this time where we're trying to forget about the lockdown. You know, we're trying to forget about all that. Music will get you through it.
Aye, aye, aye. Right, back to recipe. Saute the butter. You took him for fish and chips once.
Well, yeah, it's the weirdest story, isn't it? Because I met him when I've had my first hit. when I was 19, you know, My One Temptation. It was a big hit in the States. And I was in my dressing room in the States, and he came over and knocked, his assistant knocked the door and said, Stevie Wonder's out here to meet you. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then so I opened the door, and there he was. And he started going, you are my one temptation. And I was like,
wow.
That was it. I was a mess.
You're quite emotional,
Crying.
sorry.
No, I was a total
I'm guessing this.
babe. I was a total mess. So fast forward, like 15 years later, I get a phone call from his manager saying, Stevie's coming to town and he'd love to see you, but he really wants fish and chips.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, I know, that really good fish and chip shop in Lisson Grove in London. Yeah,
right.
I can't remember the name of it. But I took him there. I know, sorry about that.
No free chips for you.
Sorry.
There is only one on Lisson Grove.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anymore. But I took him there, and the whole shop were like, everyone was stood there with their aprons on going. And he only had 2 security guards with him. And he walked in and they said, everyone was like that, fumbling. And he said, no, I'd really like the fish and chips. And they quickly got I think about 3 of them had 3 plates of it. And then he sat down, ate the fish and chips with us, had a real laugh, said hi to everyone.
Really?
Just a lovely man.
Lovely.
You know, Stevie, isn't it? I mean, the music speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Just
but
awesome.
it's nice that, you know, when you meet people like that and they do live up to expectations.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's wonderful. For me, it was just like me taking me to the fish and chips. I'll never forget it. It's like a memory. You're like, it will never go. It will always be there.
I mean, you've ruined fish and chips for yourself.
I know. So
It's never going to taste as good now, is it?
But no, he loved it. He thought it was fantastic. So that's good. I did my job.
Yeah, British ambassador.
Misha, you won't believe this. Yes, you won't believe it. You won't believe this.
Yeah.
But I saw Stevie Wonder in 1964.
Wow.
Really?
Woo!
That's
Did you
how
see him
old I am.
singing? Did you go to the concert?
Yes, singing
Oh, gosh.
at the Cheetah in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
I went with my mate, and they used to play while we danced.
Yeah, nice.
That's a very cool story.
So cool. Oh,
Right.
wow. Look at that.
Sea bass, wild bashers, Cavalier Nero, tuck in.
Fantastic. Oh, my
Let me
gosh.
know
That looks so
what do you
good.
think? Okay, so the sea bass was roasted in a bit of butter and a bit of thyme and a bit of lemon. That went away for about sort of 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the thickness.
Oh, wow.
Ching blitzed up. There was a pepper. There was a chili pepper. Obviously, all the recipes are on the website.
Oh.
Some spices in there because I can't remember.
Oh,
to be
wow.
honest, braised the mushrooms. Out with the mushrooms. We've got braised mushrooms in there as well, so another texture.
Yes.
That's it. Pepper sauce. How is that?
I'm in heaven now.
So that's the idea.
Can you just put the rest in a box for me so that I can take it home?
Yeah,
after?
we can do
Thank
that.
You. Love you.
Can we make that happen?
It's
We can. They're
so
saying yes.
good. Thank you, guys. This is so good.
Right, Ollie, what's this number?
This, it's bright, it's a clever blend of natural ingredients with fruits and spices.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great alternative to rosé in the summer. You can put sparkling water in it if you choose, but dukescordialities.com is where to find it.
Well, I'm going to tell that he's definitely done it. You've nailed it.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
So before we came back from the last VT, you were actually drinking it, weren't you?
Yeah,
you were enjoying it,
I
saying
was
this
like,
is really
"What's
good.
This is good.
So this is
because
genuine.
It's
This
really,
is not just for telly.
No, it isn't. I'm going to tell you why, because mostly I can only have non-alcoholic beer. This nailed
Tell
it
me
with
later.
the wine.
That's all for us today on Saturday Kitchen Live.
Lovely.
Thanks to Ching, Ken, Ollie, and of course Misha. All the recipes from the studio on the website, bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. Now I've got more Best Bites for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. on BBC Two, and I'll be back here live next week with Yotam Ottolenghi and BBC Breakfast, Charlie State and Naga Manchetti. She'll be a challenge. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.